It is time to begin working on our final project for the semester in robotics class. And if you look on Schoology, you can see that there are 7 different choices over here that you will have to complete for your final project. You just need to do one project. So what I'm going to do today is just go through a brief overview of what is expected and how these projects are kind of set up on these assignments. And then you're going to use your time to go back and do some digging into each of the projects to see what might be most interesting to you. And we are going to combine our building skills along with programming skills so that we can make something that's automated, something that's robotic, that works on its own with the push of a button or using different sensors. I'm going to start by going through the tollgate activity. So if you want to follow along with me, you can click on the tollgate assignment and just open that up. And I'm just going to use this one to just go through how these assignments are set up. So if you look at this, there's an introduction on all of these assignments, which is the same thing. Congratulations, you've just landed your dream job. All those hours you spent building and programming robots and gadgets when you were younger are about to pay off. Not many people are paid to play all day. The only problem is the manager told you the projects are a little behind. Boy, is that an understatement. The good news is that you're allowed to work with someone else to help you get the work done, and you'll have access to all the materials in the lab. Successful engineers need to collaborate and cooperate with one another. Looking around, you realize it's time to get started. So for these activities, this is the equipment that you're going to need. This document, because you're going to keep track of notes and information on here. A pencil, one of the things I'm going to have you do is plan and kind of sketch out your design, what you want it to look like, and list different parts that you're going to use. You will eventually need the VEX parts from the cabinets, the brain, that's that kind of gray box that we use that remembers the code and the commands, and then your Chromebook, you're going to use this website, the codv5.vex.com, which is what we've used in the past to do our programming. And so for this one, the tollgate, this is what you need to do. So each assignment is set up where I'm giving you the option. If you are happy with a 3 or a 4, this is what you need to do. If you would like to earn a 5 or a 6 on the assignment, you've got to do the 3-4 work, but then you can also add a little bit extra and do a little bit more. And then 7 or 8, you're going to do the 3-4, this 5-6, and then just add a few more things to it. So the tollgate, this is your mission or your objective. The local airport needs to place a toll booth gate at the exit. Create a toll gate that moves up and down to allow cars to pass through. That's simple. Okay, should be pretty simple. To get a 5 or a 6, instead of just a gate that moves up and down, you're going to add a sensor to it to open it and another sensor to actually close the toll booth gate. So you're going to have a couple different sensors or buttons that you're going to use and add to your design. And then to get a 7 or an 8, you're going to add a red light to be on when the gate is down or moving. And when moving up, you're going to add a green light to indicate that the car can go through the gate. So you're just adding some more things to your design. Okay, so that's how these assignments are set up. You're going to make that decision about how much work you want to put in, how much effort you want to put in, and your grade will be based off of that. As you scroll down to the second part, we're not doing a design notebook for the final project, so this is where you're going to keep your information. I still want you to go through your design process. So inquiring and analyzing. Do a little bit of research on different sensors that tollgates might use. Use Google to just find that information. Record websites and video links where you dig into that and maybe gather some information. I want you to develop your ideas. You're going to sketch your solution. Take a screenshot of your picture and your sketch, and then on that sketch kind of label the sensors and the motors and the things that you're going to have that are part of that. I know nobody likes to do this planning, but it's an integral part of the design process, and it actually saves you time down the line with your building if you have a good plan. You're going to create your solution. This is where you're going to actually build and program. Please take a picture of your final design and put that in here so I can see what you've built. And then when you use that website, the Code V5 website, once you've got your code written to get your toll gate or whatever your project is to work, take a clip, copy and paste screenshot of your code and put it in here too so I can see that. And then along the way you're going to be evaluating. I want you just to reflect on this process. Document successes, struggles, frustrations that you have. Just jot down some notes here about that. If you make some changes, if you're like, oh, I was going to do this, but now I'm changing because something else didn't work, share what those changes are, jot those notes down here. And that's going to be what you're going to turn in, and this is going to be what I'm going to grade. Okay? So, if we go back to Schoology now, I said there were 7 options. The robotic pull toy is taking the pull toy that you built in our last project and just modifying it, adding a brain, adding motors to it to get that to drive on its own. Okay, that's the robotic pull toy activity. The Clawbot, this one I do want to talk a little bit about. This is actually making a robot that's got a claw on the front. This one, there are directions. So if you click on the assignment like I just did, right here it says use this Clawbot building guide as a resource to help you build your robot. This is the one that I'm giving you directions on how to build. It's challenging, but if you feel like that is something that interests you, kind of building something with a claw that can close around something and move it, and then go back and open up and set it down and go back and grab something else, okay, that might be the project for you. It is, again, a challenging build, but if that sounds like what you're interested in, you could choose that Clawbot activity. Robot Drag Race is just making a car or making a vehicle that's going to drive and turn corners and stop and that sort of thing. Grandma's Chair is like building an elevator for somebody who can't walk up and down stairs. TechRock's Bridge would be building a bridge that's going to swing open and closed, so it can swing open and let boats pass through it, closed so cars could drive over the bridge. The Tollgate we just went through, and then Spinning Sign is designing and making a sign, an advertisement for a business that's going to just spin back and forth so that people can see that sign. And so every assignment is set up similar to the Tollgate one. What you're going to do now is to go through each of these and just kind of look and see what interests you. And again, on the document that you open up and that you decide that you're going to do, please keep track of notes here because this is what's going to be graded eventually. So I hope you enjoy this activity. Again, today, make those decisions about which project you would like to work on and then get started. Have fun.